Hey, listen, we've all had setbacks, but one of the absolute keys to overcoming those setbacks is developing those habits of resilience. And I'm here to tell you, I've been there multiple times. I didn't get here because I got it right. I have failed a lot. I have fallen short. I have done dumb things that have led me down many dark paths that has really helped define who I am today, and really helps me take time and look at each relationship and how each one of those, I've been really fortunate through all the mistakes that I've made, that I have impacted lives in so many unique ways over the years. So in about between 15, 20 years ago, I can't remember the exact date, but it was rough. It was really hard times. It was a career change that I had brought upon myself, and I was immediately just sitting by myself alone, kicking the negative thoughts can around in my head. And when you're down on your luck, probably one of the last things you need is time. You need some time alone to reflect, but you don't need a lot of it. I found that the more I was around people and just trying to find my way through the mud, and ultimately what I think really helped was I started finding people that was on, I needed to get on a different path. I needed to get on a different career path. And as soon as I started really reaching out for other people outside of my existing career path and started trying to seek what could I adapt my skill set to, were some areas that I could go work in, were some things I could be able to do, it really started making a difference in me. But while that was going on, I also started getting outside in nature a little more, and I started trail running and a couple other things just to deload some of the negative stress that was going on in my life. So one of the top things is prioritizing self-care and emotional intelligence. Is when you hit those moments, is making sure you put yourself first, making sure you put your health and fitness first. Definitely take time to just get in some kind of fitness routine. It's going to put you around, if you go to a $10 a month gym or a $100 a month gym, it's going to put you around positive people in some capacities, but it's at least going to be folks that are there burning off their day and negative energies just the same. And you can find folks that is able to talk, to find positive conversations with. And then the emotional intelligence part is just really start taking a look at what's making you tick. Is why am I where I'm at? Why did this setback occur? How did I contribute to this setback? What can I do to improve this setback? All the things that's going on that's creating this moment that you have to become resilient, is taking a big look at those and just saying, hey, what am I trying to learn here? What is life trying to teach me? Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it might be a downsizing of your company, and you're thinking about starting your own business or whatever, and you're having to dig your way out of an unwanted change like that. So it's not all craziness. You might be a federal worker, and they're talking about downsizing the government. And I know I have friends that work in the federal government. You guys make a lot, decent money. So sometimes with decent money, you have a decent amount of bills, and there's some uncertainty in the world. So you're trying to figure out, you don't contribute. I guess what I'm saying here is you don't always contribute to your demise. Sometimes it's just because life comes along. But as emotional intelligence is going to really sit down and you're going to sit down and really take a hard look at you and what you can do to be better, how you contributed, and just take ownership of anything that you need to during that situation. So, and out of that is not kicking the can, but just the second thing is working through and fostering a growth mindset during these opportunities. Is not where did I fail, but what did I learn from failing? Is what can I do here? What things can I take away that's going to make me better? Just like me being able to sit down here and talk about this video, I've failed a lot. I have plenty of failures, and I've learned that there's a lot of power in sharing failures with each other and sharing struggles. Sometimes I was on a call the other night, and some of the guys were just struggling. They're like, hey, sometimes you got crap you hadn't dealt with as a kid. stuff that went on in your childhood that you just need to go deal with. I've been there. I was, as I started creeping into my 30s and got closer to mid-30s, I realized, and it started coming at me like a ton of bricks, that there was stuff that I needed to go deal with that I haven't dealt with. And I had to get right with some things. And I had to talk to people that was way smarter than me, and in some cases, different perspectives from a lot of my friends who was around me and influenced me back then. I had to go learn from some new folks that would give me, that would just give me some different guidance. I wouldn't say better, but different guidance for me to lean on. So growth mindset is just continuing to learn, is what can I, during this failure, during this moment of where I'm having to become resilient, what can I do to get better in life? Is as long as you're still here talking about it, and in this moment you can fix whatever you are going through and you can learn from it. And it goes to the third thing, which is support networks, is talking to people. That's exactly where I was talking about. Was, yes, I've always had a lot of friends, and I felt like I always had great support networks, but sometimes when you evaluate the 5 people in your life, those are 5 people that have similar negative behaviors as you, and it's hard to get good, sometimes it's hard to get good advice from folks who tick like you do, is going and seeking from outside help. Whether that's through counseling, whether that's through your pastor, whatever, is joining a support group and just being able to talk. I grew up in a time, especially when I was young, I was in EMS at 15 years old, and you're going to see some things, boy, and we had all this jargon, and I grew up in a suck it up, deal with it culture. You didn't show your emotions, you didn't show your feelings, and I remember when that started to change, and now, especially guys, is you're encouraged to sit down, especially with other guys, and just like talk about issues. Like raising kids is tough, and I know from my perspective of having 2 kids, I am trying to change a lot of the stuff how I was raised, and you can do that too. But having a group of people that helps you get through these moments of where you have fallen short, and knowing just that you can get through it. That you can absolutely get through it, is key to healing. You're going to find, if you're new to failure, you're going to find so many people that you can stumble upon in your life who have failed way more times than you have, that can help your recovery time go from here to here versus this long recovery time, because they can tell you these are the steps you need to get back on your feet. This is how you can take action. This is what worked for me. There's so many people that have failed and are going through or have went through hard times that you're going through now, that has the map to get you through where you're at. You just need to find them, and whatever that looks like. We have all these amazing tools now on our phone that we can find help that we're looking for. You can message me, tell me what's going on, and if I can't help you, I will find someone that can. So you need to understand why you need to be resilient. Is just what is the moment that is creating that you have to deploy your resilient skills. So when you look at resilience, and it gives you the ability to recover quickly from difficult situations, because you always have that fail forward type mentality. So it creates these emotional and physical little moments inside of your head that you're able to just keep moving forward. All right, put it up. That didn't work. Put it behind me. Move on. I'm going to keep moving forward. So just like I'm doing now, is as you find this and you find yourself getting toward on the other side of failure, and you've deployed resilience and you understand more what it's like now, is make sure you pass those superpowers on to someone else. Is make sure you lead by example and help share inside of your leadership roles of those stories of failure. If you're a business owner, you didn't get it right coming out of the gate. Is letting sharing some vulnerability with your teams. And if you're looking to get into leadership, is nobody's perfect, and nobody wants these I've very rarely found these perfect leaders. Some of the best leaders are like, hey, this is how we do this, but this is why. And they're really good at explaining the why I failed, and this is why we do this like we do. If we come up with a better way to do it, I want to do it, but as of right now. So sharing those stories of overcome and how you had to become more resilient as a leader, and helping share that word, because there's a lot of people out here struggling that don't know how to be resilient, and they are kicking the can down the road inside their heads, and they are kicking the can around with their friends, and they're spending, sometimes you got to take a break from people. It ain't got to be a long-term break. You just got to take a break, set some boundaries in place, and then be able to work on you and spend some time working on and finding some new folks to plug into. So when you're struggling with this, make sure you let me know. I've been there, love to help. If you are watching this and you're like, yeah, I've never had any issues, but I know my friend over here, Tom, and he's going through a divorce, and Sally, and whatever, and they're hitting some hard times, send this message to them. Have them reach out for me. You can, I'd love to help, because so many people turn to means that are totally really unnecessary. They go down some really, really dark paths when there's so many people out here that's wanting to help. So appreciate you sharing my message. Can't wait to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing from everyone. See you soon.